Yes, folks, I'm doing some plastic welding on the Mercedes engine covers. Do excuse me, I've got a mouthful of peanuts, and I don't mean the monkey down Twycross Zoo. Anyway, yes, if you own a GM car, basically Chrysler, all that Rolex, Chrysler, Opel, Vauxhall, especially Mercedes, you will know that when they get a few years on them, even the ones that aren't that old, their plastics, especially wiring loom connectors, etc., get very brittle. They're solid enough, they're just very brittle. And sure enough, when I pulled off the this part of the engine cover, it pulled one of the arms off. There was perhaps a little crack there or something beforehand, which allowed it to go. So I've just melted some Lego again, and I'm just working it into the crack. I mean, I've managed to yeah, full of innuendo. Obviously I managed to get it back where it should be and stuff, so we're just trying the old melted Lego trick. I've used this stick before. That's a solid lump of plastic on the end, basically, and I've just melted a bit more. I'm just trying to get it in the cracks. Right then, I fitted the it's very therapeutic. It's like watching Tony Hart return from the dead, or it could be worse. It could be, if you're of a certain age, Rolf Harris. Dim 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 dim. G'day. Can you tell what it is yet? Yes, Rolf. It's a jail sentence. Anyway, enough of that. Get fucking banned. Right, so yes, I replaced the O2 sensor. This is the old one. And got the scanner on it, cleared the codes. I've run the car for about half an hour. Now, normally it'd only take a few seconds for the old code to come back through again for the O2 sensor. And on the old, that is a Mercedes specific scanner, and it can reset sort of airbag lights, engine lights, oil, service intervals, shit like that. iCarSoft. I've had this since I had Slinky, basically, and it's turned out to be a really good handy tool. So it's iCarSoft. This is Mercedes specific. It does Mercedes smart car and Sprinter vans. They do sort of generic scanners, and they do brand specific and stuff like that. If you buy their basic version of this, you can add other manufacturers, obviously for a cost. If you're like the home jobbing, I would say mechanic, but I'm not a mechanic, so so that's what I'm up to. News on Nibbler. Got him out the shed the other day so I could get the hammer on the engine bolts on Pinker. I needed a good swing at them, and I even bought a new hammer. Unfortunately, it's not in front of me, otherwise I'd show you my new wares. But it was a nice hickory handled hammer, tool porno, and got the engine bolts out, so fucking brilliant. I'm really happy about that. Means we can now start stripping the front end out, get the frame stripped bare and get that blasted and painted, because that's what it needs, because that's why we're doing it. And then get the engine painted, and the rest of the bike is not too bad at all. And it's up to Mrs. Shed what kind of finish she wants, whether we want to polish the front forks up, because they're bare alley at the minute. So polish the front forks up and lacquer them, or just paint them black or something like that. We'll see. But as she probably won't be riding for a couple of years because of this spinal surgery, there's no major great rush. But she's good in one way, sad in another. But it's not to say she couldn't go pillion before then. But what was I doing? Oh yeah, when I moved Nibbler, it was right git to get started, because I'm not using it. The battery's running down, obviously. Still started eventually, but one thing I did notice, he's blown his fork seals, or one of them at least. So I'm good. I was going to MOT him this week, try and go in for an MOT, because I'm on night, so I've sort of got part of the day free. but that ain't going to happen. So yes, I've got to order some seals, but I'm going to put that on hold because I think Rosie needs new rear dampers. So I've just ordered 2 genuine rear dampers from Rimmer Brothers at Lincoln. Actually, they're at Weddington, next to the big RAF base. So when you go there, you can go do a bit of plane spotting if you're an anorak. And I got both of them complete with all the top mounts, you know, dampers and all that lot. I got the pair for about 110 quid, I think, delivered. I do normally support discount MG Rover spares because they're brilliant, but they couldn't come close price wise on this occasion. Most other stuff they can. In fact, a lot of other stuff they annihilate it. But yeah, on this occasion, I could just get the 2 bare dampers for about the same money. I think a little bit more. And then you've got to buy the sleeve and there's like a rubbery boingy bit at the top and all this lot. You see how descriptive I am. So yeah, so that's what's going on. So progress with Pinky, progress with Slinky, and backwards with Nibbler, and a little bit of jiggery pokery with Rosie when the bits come. Wait for a nice dry day. I've got to replace my jack. I changed the O-rings and the hydraulic oil in it the other year. Well, during lockdown actually, it's something to do. And it now can't get it up all the way. So yes, I think I've got to invest in a jack. But I'm really amazed how fucking expensive they are. I mean, like these, ideally I'd like a low profile one because Slinky's always been quite difficult to get under with a normal height trolley jack. Sometimes you have to go over a piece of wood to get the sill high enough to do it. Yes, I can use the original jacks that come with the car and stuff like that, but you just can't beat a trolley jack. So I might look for a low profile one and just invest in one of those. These jobs aren't urgent, so you know, probably in a couple of weeks I'll get a jack, because the way to do it, to replace the rear dampers really, is to stick a trolley jack under the rear jacking point in the middle, get both sides up at once, get a jack stand under there, and don't worry about it. Rather than having to do one side, you know, take that wheel off, pull the wheel, you're just doubling the job. So I ain't going to do that. I'm going to wait till I've got a jack. And yes, we're setting quite nicely. Nice tentative wobble, a bit like me. The other part of the engine cover is there, and that's all right. So yes, so that's what's happening. I did my first night shift of the week this week. I was proper fucked when I got home, like proper fucked. And it's amazing how it catches up with you. I had loads of sleep the day before, in fact probably too much. And then I'm doing an electric car at the minute, so when it's on charge I take the opportunity to, you know, get my head down for a little bit, and then you wake up wondering where the pissing hell you are and stuff like that. It's a normal day really. But yeah, other than that, all good. It's now Tuesday, and yes, we'll wait for some parts to come in. But Nibbler, I think Nibbler I'm going to wait on, because what I'll probably do is, I've read some of the forums, the online forums, not the Facebook ones. I'm just putting another layer of plastic on this while I'm talking to you, and they seem to all recommend the genuine Kawasaki seals. But I think if I'm going to have the forks apart, I'm going to take them apart to do it. I've got the proper Kawasaki tool to split the forks, because I used to have a GPZ9, and that was forever blowing seals. I don't know whether it was just a character of the bike, but that blew about 3 sets of seals, and then in the end I gave up and put all new bushings in and stuff like that, and they still went, and the sanctions were fine and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to replace the bushings as well, but I'm going to see what Wamoto have got in stock. If they've got the seals and the bushings, you can guarantee they'll probably be about half the price of the Kawasaki ones. You're probably talking 30-40 quid just for seals from Kawasaki, but they are the original deal. But I don't know, we'll see how the pennies are. So that's it for now. Enjoy yourselves, Somebody did point out the other day, I've now got 491 subscribers, something like that, which I was baffled by. It's like, there can't be that many people in the world who are as mad as me, but obviously there is. And I've just watched a great video featuring Mr. Booty and Paul Roverman up at his gaff. And it did make me laugh. But yes, it's a good community, the Rover community, and the ZX10 community seems to be pretty good. There doesn't seem to be a British SLKR 170 community, which is what Slink is, but there's a very, very strong one in Germany. So I'll follow one of them on Facebook. So anyway, I'm going now because I'm waffling.